There's a new BLM. Blue Lives Matter. Eliza Bleu. Eliza Bleu might go down as the largest charity scam of the year. Most of you might not even know who Eliza Bleu is. She claims to be a survivor of sex trafficking. The story is that she was trafficked as a young woman and lived that life for a period of time. Then she escaped, or was released. I'm not clear on the details. Now, she's an advocate and an activist for that kind of exploitation. Well, that's what she claims. I am completely aware that I am describing her in very vague terms. Her history is murky, to say the least. She jumped to the top of the news cycle last week when she went hard against Andrew Tate and his recent arrest. She claimed she was in contact with some of the girls who survived being in his compound in Romania. She always uses the word survivor and survived, probably because it invokes an emotional response. Whether it's accurate or not, we can decide that later. However, these girls from Romania are telling their story of being held captive and forced to do a certain type of work for him. But Andrew Tate released video of the girls coming and going as they please, even leaving the gated compound to get pizza, then coming back in. So you can make what you want from that evidence, but until it goes to court and there's a ruling from a judge or a jury, he has to be innocent until proven guilty. However, she did talk at length about representing some survivors in that case. And Tim Pool, love him or hate him, he got right down to the point.
Lover boy.
Yeah.
Are those the main accusations? And are they suing for damages, or are they suing to get them arrested?
So really quickly, the survivors are remaining anonymous, and this was like a last minute decision today because of fear. And fear as a result of the legal team is afraid for their safety. And that's where we're at. I'm afraid
in the
for
United
my
States?
own safety. I'm afraid for my own safety, even sitting here speaking about this. So that's where we're at with it. So we need to make sure before those survivors step forward, if and when they choose, because it's always up to the survivor. You can be a part of a lawsuit and be a Jane or John Doe, right? But if and when these survivors decide to step forward, we need to make sure that they are safe. And this goes to any survivor out there that's listening. If you decide to step forward in this case, either as a Jane Doe or whatever.
But so this is a monetary lawsuit then? If they're remaining anonymous, it's not going to be a criminal proceeding. In the United States, at least.
We'll see where it goes. I mean, it depends on whomever steps forward. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I mean, if this goes to a lawsuit, then it's a civil case where they can remain anonymous.
If they can't.
Boom. It's about the money. It's always about the money. But the Eliza story is just getting started. She went to war with Jeremy from The Quartering and Brittany Venti. They're notable online commentators. I'm far more familiar with The Quartering, so here's what happened recently. The Quartering posted a tweet that shows Eliza. It's a still picture from a music video. It's World Star, so she wasn't nude, but she wasn't exactly dressed to build a snowman either. That image was from a public music video that was live and monetized on YouTube. Basically public info. Anyone could see it. Now, I can't post that picture. We'll get into that in a minute. Eliza, like many grifters, are well connected and seem to have a mysterious hand that guides and protects them. Now, backtracking to the original BLM, the Black Lives Matter movement, they got national and even international advertising and were able to raise hundreds of millions of dollars seemingly overnight. That BLM didn't really help the black community, and it didn't do anything for race relations, but they sure did hire all their friends and family while buying large mansions. BLM buying large mansions. Maybe that was the... Oh, never mind. Now, Eliza has some powerful friends at Twitter. The Quartering's Twitter account was closed for some nebulous reason. I think he said it was harassment or doxing private images or non-consensual, something like that. But once again, these images from the video were online at that time. They're still online. Of course, the Quartering appealed the locking of his Twitter account, and he refused to delete that tweet. So eventually he got a response, and the official Twitter answer was, nope, See, she's protected for some reason. Now, you should really go check out the Quartering and his videos. He's got 5-6 videos about Eliza with much more info if you're interested. It's a good channel to subscribe to. You should check that out. But Eliza, what I'm concerned about is how she claims to be an activist for these girls and the women who were survivors of some type of abuse. Now, that is a noble goal. And if these people need help, that's amazing. Let's not get that confused. I hope there is a network to provide all the help they need. But I can't find any way that she actually provides assistance to them. Now, she hits all the talk shows and the YouTube channels like Michael Malice. Michael Malice had a very interesting question. He directly asked her about her past and her claims of being trafficked. I think she has parlayed a catfishing event into a career of accepting donations and being an activist. Well, here's a clip from that show. Go check out Malice's YouTube channel too. He's another guy that's worth a follow. Amazing interviewer. But here's a clip.
I was trafficked on Twitter as well. So there's been 3 profiles to my knowledge that my former abusers made to traffic me on Twitter. I didn't realize because I kind of just signed up for Twitter in late 2019. So it was like one of the last few days of 2019, I signed up for Twitter.
But what does that mean that they trafficked you on Twitter? How can someone traffic you if they're not in contact with you?
Yeah, so the way that was working, I didn't know about the profiles existing because I wasn't on Twitter and I wasn't looking for them. The way that my former abusers were doing it is that it was going back to my Instagram. The Twitter accounts were linking back to my Instagram and they were trafficking me off Instagram, Backpage, sugar daddy websites. I mean, whatever type of internet trafficking is what was happening. I'll go into more detail. So it looks like a profile. In my particular case, the profiles look like profiles that would be me, but trying to entice business to sell me, bringing it back to my Instagram where they were doing business. Fortunately, in my particular case, there are no nude images or videos of me on Twitter. Thank God, right now. The day is young, I guess. But
Now, if you just heard what I heard, her traffickers made a profile with her image and used her image to trick people into some kind of business deal. I guess they thought they were talking to Eliza, but it was actually some unknown people with a nefarious plan. Yeah, it just sounds like catfishing to me, but it doesn't sound like they were selling her on a street corner. I don't know. Maybe I'm confused, but it doesn't sound like any definition of trafficking that I know. It just sounds like they used her picture to make a scam. It's just catfishing, and the victims were probably the sad simps that clicked on her picture. But in any case, she's traveling all over the country doing speaking tours. All of that travel is expensive. Who's paying for all that? Now, there's also a rumor that her official charity, the Humanity House, might be a complete fraud. Might be. There's no way I can verify those claims. But there isn't much about Eliza that's adding up, so it has a high probability that everything she touches is fake and fraudulent. Even her name is suspect. She is now known as Eliza Bleu, but she can also be found as Eliza Cut and Eliza Seam. Does she have other aliases? Don't know. But 3 names seems to be a little more than the average person. So how does this end? Well, it kind of already started. When you shine a light on something like this and the powers that be try to cover it up and ban anyone talking about it, you get the Streisand effect. Now everyone is talking about it. So that kind of backfired. Now I can tell from her Social Blade page, she's losing thousands of followers on her Twitter account. And the comments on her Twitter are not on her side. I bet her donation funding dries up pretty quickly too. So this might be the end of the con. But it might not be a con. I'm not calling her a scammer, but some things don't add up and the questions should be answered to clear things up. But as history tells us, when they try to hide everything and ban people from talking about it, there's smoke and there's probably fire there. So you have any opinions? Did some news just break that I missed? Listen, when it comes right down to it, I just hope the women that need help don't get scammed and they find the help they need. Is Eliza that person? I don't know. We're going to find out one of these days. But that's about it for today. I got another video coming later, so I'll see you soon.